guys have recently combined two bands into one. I've read a little bit about that. Tell me more about the experience of trying to find new music and new sound after playing together for a while.
So we were all the musicians of the band, minus the lead singer Mikaya. We were a band called Lost Element for years, and we parted ways with our lead singer. We're like, we need to find a new singer. Do not. And perfect. We need to find a new singer, and our plan was to continue as Lost Element. We had recently put out an EP and everything, and we shared, we had in the past shared the same manager with Mikaya, and he was like, hey, I think you guys should try and work with Mikaya. So long story short, we had a string of shows, and we were on the road, so we thought it would be a good test to have Mikaya out, and he agreed to come practice with the band and play those string of shows, and we played those as Lost Element, and we realized really quick that it was a really good fit with him, and stylistically we kind of like saw ourselves like going a different direction even after just playing like that string of shows, and we kind of put our heads together when we got back, and we were like, hey, why don't we start something new, start something fresh, you know? Because he was the lead singer of a popular band here for years in Houston called Burst City, and we just said, you know, I think that we could transition some of the Burst City fans, the Lost Element fans. We did something new, and then, you know, create obviously some new fans, and kind of take it from there. So we really just wanted a fresh start, and we're all seasoned road musicians and have a staple in Houston, and just thought, let's do something fresh, something new.
From my side of it, we had played a lot of shows together in our separate bands, so we'd known each other for years and had a mutual respect, and it was the timing had a lot to do with it as well. And my situation with my other band, everyone had kind of left the band, and it was just kind of me and one guy, and it was what's next? Do I need to put a band back together? And then it was right around that time that they called me and they said, hey, we need someone to fill in for us on vocals on this tour. And it just was perfect timing. Had I still had a band, I would have said no.
Okay.
So it was just perfect timing, and it worked out, and everything's worked out, and here we are today. So.
I know you guys released a new single a couple months ago. Any other new music in the works, or?
Yes, we have a new song called Stars and Satellites.
Satellites.
I don't have an official date, but I want to say it'll probably be out in about 2 weeks, middle to late August.
Good to know. So. All right. Perfect. How do you work through your writing process?
Our writing process is pretty interesting. We've had, there's probably only a couple songs that we had, like some of the songs written before Mikaya came in, and then we had his influence on top of that, that'll be on the EP, and we changed those up a little bit when he came in. But from like scratch with Mikaya and the new band, it's really, we like to try and get everybody involved in the writing process. Mikaya and I probably do majority of the writing, but we all kind of, it can be like a melody idea that he has or a lyrical idea that somebody else has, and then we start from that point. We all kind of try and sit together, and we actually use just recording software and try and like, instead of just like playing all the music live and like trying to write like that, a lot of times we'll just like lay stuff down like on a home demo, it doesn't sound, nothing that we release, but move tracks around and kind of see, and then that way it's like, we both do a lot of melody writing, so that way if we get like a great music foundation, we can like, hey, I don't want to hear your idea until I write my idea, and then we'll be like, where's your head at? Cool, oh, I really like that, or I really like that, and then we have a producer that we work with where we do our actual recording is up in Virginia Beach, and we work with a producer there, and he really helps us with a lot of the writing as well. So we've kind of got a good collaboration with everybody, and like I think once you figure out how to work writing with other people, it's like I feel like you get so much better of a product if you're like not married to something and like you're willing to
learn how to bend and be flexible.
Bend, be flexible, and like step outside of your comfort zone a little bit. You really realize how important lyrics are, and it's like maybe something means something to you, but doesn't necessarily, if everybody else is like, man, I get that, but we're not feeling it like that, and you realize, it opens you up. So we're all really open to everything, and I think that's what makes our writing process unique, is we're not like, it's got to be my way. So.
And there's not really any set structured way. Like we got to write the lyrics first, and we got to write the melody or the music first. Just kind of like, if we have a cool idea, we go with it. So.
Any major notable influences that brought you guys to music?
I think everybody's are so different. That's the thing.
Really tough question.
I mean, music for me, my dad was a drummer, and I didn't even know it until I was probably in like 5th or 6th grade, and I tried to like bring the drum set down out of the attic. I was too young, and ADD and bad, and I was like, forget it. And I picked it back up when I was like 16. And so, like, drum-wise, that's it. But musical influence, like, huge Billy Joel fan. Like, my parents grew up listening to Billy Joel. I grew up going to, like, Billy Joel concerts and, like, grew up, when he's way older now when I went to the concerts. But writing influence-wise, that and Johnny Resnick from the Goo Goo Dolls, like, just, those are older acts, but I just love listening to that type of singer-songwriter music and lyrically and everything. Can't really speak for the other two. Kenny's Venezuelan, so he's got like some crazy, I don't know what influenced him, but Mikhail, I'll let you.
My dad's a musician, a songwriter, very soulful artist, so he definitely influenced me. Other than that, I'm a big fan of Brandon Boyd, singer of Incubus, and then a guy named Bryce Avery from the Rocket Summer. Two of my favorite artists. And I also, like Brian, I didn't really start, I played basketball. When I was little growing up, I thought I was going to make it in the NBA. I'm tall, I'm 6'4". And then I got to high school and I realized, all right, I'm actually not going to make it to the NBA. And I might not even get to play in college. And I think it was, 17 years old, I finally picked up guitar. My dad was a musician, but I lived with my grandparents. And so I finally, I was with my dad and I was like, hey, show me a little bit. He showed me some and I just kind of took to it. It came to me really easy and just went from there. So I have a lot of influences, mostly from my dad, but those were a few of the artists that were my favorites.
When I think, I'll say one more thing on that. Writing-wise now, we all listen to, like, we do like to listen to, like, what's contemporary going on right now. Like, our music's pretty pop, driven, so we do listen to a lot of pop music. And there's I listen to a lot of Alt Nation. So there's a lot of those bands never break mainstream. But they all have like that cool like retro '80s like pop indie vibe.
Driving in the car.
Love it. So like we listen to a lot of that stuff production wise. We get a lot of our ideas from that. So more current influences. But
do you have any favorite venues or recent shows that were great to play?
We played White Oak Music Hall in Houston recently.
Awesome.
That was like our big, hey Houston, we're your new band that you guys need to know about and support. And because we want to spread further than Houston, but before we can do that, we got to conquer our own
Make
city.
A staple, yeah.
And White Oak is a new venue in Houston. It's a great venue. We loved it, and the crowd was awesome, and it was an awesome show.
Good, awesome. Let's see. Any pre-show or post-show rituals?
Honestly, we kind of all do our own thing. We do right before we get on stage, like, we warm up together a little bit. Like, we'll run through, like, half a song acoustically and just get loose. Yeah, and then it's like everybody's kind of scatters and, like, just kind of does their own thing. And then it's, like, typically before the show, like, where's Kenny? Like, we don't know where he is, and then he like wanders up.
Always makes it in time.
Oh yeah, he makes it in time, but it's we don't have like anything like
I sing and stretch. I move around a lot on stage.
Yeah.
So I gotta stretch so I don't pull any muscles.
I don't stretch enough.
How did you become involved with Beyond the Pines?
So I actually went to college with a guy that his name's Brandon. He works for Beyond the Pines, and I just saw him posting. We're always looking for opportunities in Houston as we're a new band and trying to get opportunities to spread our name, locally. And I kept seeing him like post about this festival. At the time, I didn't know like what genre festival was or anything like that. And then he was like, "I'm excited to announce I'm part of the official team or whatever." So I just said, "Hey, we'd love to be a part of this if you guys need some more acts or whatever." So email your music to this guy, and I did. And the guy emailed back and said, "Love it. I'd love to have you guys a part of it." Still not knowing what like genre of music. And then we're like looking it up, like, I think this is a country festival for the most part. But when I got to talking with them, they're really trying to like cross genre-ize the festival like in the future. So so it was cool to be part of that. Like
we're the first pop band to play.
Yeah, like a first
That's
pop band.
definitely a cool thing to say.
Yeah, it was like definitely a little different than the bands that were playing before and after us. But yeah, so that's really how we got on.
Covered just about everything. Guys had a great show playing out in the
Thank
heat.
you.
You survived it.
You guys catch some of this?
We cruised back and forth for that.
Man, that heat was rough.
But you guys kept going and having a good time, so it looks like you really enjoy what you're doing.
It was covered, the humidity, but... Are you guys out of Houston?
Yeah, I live just north of Houston.